Okay, guys, let's talk about watches for just a minute. Okay, a couple of minutes. So, as you know, I have been wearing, or I wore the deep black ceramic cased Planet Ocean for 101 days. And it's since died because I put in the watch box. And then I wore the Air King for a day or two. And then a viewer of the channel, Levi, turns out lives here in Napa, California, my hometown. And we had been chatting on the comments, and then he emails me, and he's got some knives and some watches that he's loaned in. And he loaned me his Tudor Black Bay 58. And I've been wearing this now for a couple of days. It's my first experience really with a Tudor. I've tried them on a couple of times at a couple of different dealers. A couple of different versions of Tudor watches. And I've liked them. I haven't fallen in love with them or anything yet, but it's been nice to check this one out. So we're going to go over just a couple of the specs. It is a 39 millimeter. The lug to lug is 47 millimeters. The end lengths are really 46 and a half because they kind of fold in shorter than the lugs, if you will. So, and I'll give you a wrist shot here in just a minute as well. 20 millimeter lug width, and the bracelet tapers down to 16 and is super comfortable. And it's 12 millimeters thick. That's kind of the basic stuff. And what was surprising to me is really I came from a 45.5 millimeter watch to a 39, basically, because I had worn this for so long, and Levi lent me this one. So let me show you this guy on wrist first off, on my 7.25-ish wrist. I think it works great. It really wears smaller than a 45.5. Like my other Planet Ocean is a 43.5, and when I bought this, or I first tried it on, I thought it was the same exact size. I didn't realize that it was bigger. And this one weighs in at basically the same exact weight as this is on a steel bracelet, rubber strap, ceramic, all of that. They're legit the same weight at 136 gram. So then we'll throw this one on wrist. And it works equally well for me. Super comfortable. I have noticed, like the very first day when Levi swung by and dropped it off for me, it was super comfortable as soon as I put it on. I did have to take a link out and kind of adjust it a little bit because we have different size wrists, which is fine. His is actually smaller. He added a link to make sure that it would fit. And then I ended up needing to just take it out because we're not that far off wrist size, apparently. But the second day I wore it, it started to pull on some hair a little bit here and there, which was odd to me, but okay. Let me zoom back in here. It's a super cool watch. Now, there's a couple of things I don't love about it. Is the grip on the crown is a little, it could use more grip on the crown for me personally, because it's a little bit tough to wind. It feels good winding, but oftentimes I'm slipping off of it. Okay, that's just one little thing. And then it does pull my hair a little bit, but The bezel action is super sweet. Don't know if you can hear that, but it's super cool. There is a little bit of an extra detent at the 12 o'clock so that you know that, hey, it's there without necessarily looking. So that's super cool. But again, this little coin edge bezel, if your hands were wet, it's going to be a little tough. I'm sure. I have not dealt with that with this watch yet, but yeah, it's going to be a bit slippery or slick because again, it's that coin edge bezel that's not super aggressive, but it's really nice. A really nice crown. Levi wears this a lot. It's got some scratches on it. This is his main daily wear watch, I believe. He also has a Speedy, which is super cool, and he's going to loan that to me at some point too, maybe. But he was very adamant about, hey, Can I give you this for just a few days? I need it back by Saturday because I'm taking a trip to Monterey with his girlfriend on Sunday, and this is the one he really wants to wear because this is his main watch. So I'm just really honored by the fact that there's people in this community, the knife community, the watch community, that are willing to loan me stuff. And Levi's cool because he's close. We just drove, he drove over and dropped it off. I'm going to meet with him on Saturday and give it back. It makes it very convenient. But then there's other people that are shipping me watches, expensive watches, just in the mail, UPS, FedEx, whatever. So it's just an honor. So let me give you a couple of size comparisons. Here it is again next to the Omega Deep Black Planet Ocean, 45.5 millimeter on the right, 39 on the left. Here it is next to the Rolex Air King, 39 on the left and 40 on the right. These are very similar in dimensions. I didn't really measure them all to compare exactly, but I'll give you just a quick look. I love the Rolex. It's one of my most comfortable and favorite watches. Okay. And just because it's a kind of an iconic size and whatnot, the Seiko Skx. This is a mod that Random Rob built for me. This is a 42 millimeter on the right and a 39 on the left. And it is a bit thicker. But just to give you an idea. So again, Levi, thank you so much for loaning me this. It's been a pleasure to get some wrist time with and really kind of, I'm going to have to look at Tudor. The snowflake hands never really did it for me, but they're growing on me. Oh, and the lume on this thing is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I didn't charge it with the UV light, so let's see what it does with just the studio light. I may have to give it a blast. Now, this thing is incredible. Now, it looks a little more vibrant on camera, but if I were to blast it with the UV light, I mean, it's literally a torch. It's shining up the chapter ring, and I mean, the lume on this thing is incredible. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day.